I don't know
Describe
anything
it.
about Dopesick.
I'm sorry. This one happens to be, I just figured the name was obvious, but this one happens to be about the opioid epidemic and Purdue, the pharmacy, making up lies about it being addictive, said less than 1% become addictive. Purdue was the one who made up that pain scale, calling it a new vital sign. When you see that pain scale in a hospital, 1 to 10, it was created by them under a fake name so that they could prescribe OxyContin.
So that when you say 10, that means give me OxyContin? Is that why?
If you say over 5, yeah.
I used to say 10 all the time. I would go in for like an ear infection and I'd be like, it's a 9.
I had to learn how to say 10 because that's all they're scaling it on. I'm just like, hi, I'm having trouble breathing and it's affecting my life. And they're like, well, scale of 1 to 10. I'm just like, well, I'm still sitting here talking to you, so I'm still alive. I assume 10 is like my final words, but it's not. 10 is just, I need help.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, this is a TV show, and usually TV shows drag on for me, but I love this a lot. But when it comes to movies, I like movies about alcoholics. I like movies about people from hick towns. That's why I was asking, do you enjoy that stuff?
I do. And I used to love the show Intervention when I was still using, actually.
Right.
And now I watch it less. I don't know. Something going on there. But I really like documentaries. There was like a great documentary about the opioid epidemic in Boone County, specifically in Virginia. That was like really, really good, that I forget the name of, but I love knowing what's going on in the recovery community. And
well, you got to check out Boone County.
You gotta. Yeah, I have to. Yes.
Keith, you know about Mallytown? I'm like, for what? I'm not going to look it up. It can be in England, of course.
I just watched a movie, Thank You for Sharing. Have you guys seen that? It's available on Netflix. I'm pretty sure it's pretty new. No? Well, anyway, It's about sex addicts. And I also love movies about addicts because it shows the relationship not only that they have, but people have been getting so good about addiction that the meetings are more accurate and the relationships around them are more accurate and people's responses are more accurate, where it just used to be like this completely fall down drunk, like can't manage themselves. Nothing else is good. What they forget is like people like being around people in their addiction while they're doing it. And now they're at least depicting that, like, why did you choose that? How much fun it is. And then also how much pain it is as well. But that well-rounded thing is so much better.
It's so much better. I love my friend sold a TV show and there's going to be like NA featured in it next season. And he's done such a good job of like going to meetings and like asking me about it and like really diving, because I see so many meetings in movies that are like, I saw a meeting in a movie the other night where a guy yelled at another guy, like, you tell him about alcoholism. You explain to him what it's like. And I'm like, what is that? Like, I would never.
I am yelling anytime they show an anonymous meeting in a movie or show. I'm yelling at the screen going, no one's doing that to you at the meeting. Like forcing you to share, like staring at you until you say something, like, come on, it's your turn. It's like, holy shit, what meeting? That meeting should be shut down. So this place had meetings so much better. And then they did one thing and I'm like, oh, don't turn into an asshole, Chemda. The one guy was going through something and, you're supposed to call your sponsor so that like they help you detach from it and maybe make a better decision. He's calling a sponsor, and the sponsor doesn't pick up. And I'm like, okay, let me calm down. But this is also not accurate. You just call your sponsor. And if that sponsor is not available, you go kill yourself. It's like you have like a list of 10, 20, 100 people that you call, whether you've ever said anything to them or not. They're part of that meeting. So I'm yelling at the screen like, everything else is accurate. Why? You can't. And this is the turning point. You can't just rely on this. This isn't actual recovery. And
it's like my football is like movies about addiction. I just yell at the screen and I'm like, no, you can't do it like that.
Anyway, it was a good movie though. Thank you for sharing.
The thing with my TV show is that I was addicted to it. I saw all 8 episodes in a row while I'm smoking weed, by the way. You're kidding me.
Well, I am like happy to see more representation about addiction because I feel like so misunderstood so much of the time, and there's so much stigma and all of that. So, and people do get hurt by it. So I understand resentment towards it, but there's just so much like that people don't know. So it's nice to see it represented.
It definitely shows you the pain of addiction. This show, Dopesick. My favorite part stuff, but that I could tell is a sample of all these different people. You put them into 3 different people. So to me, the more exciting stuff is Purdue being so slimy. Because to me, I'm like, those I'm sure are facts. But doctors are just going off the rich white people who are just making up terms and facts. Well, then the patients are waking up but you're right. The patients are waking up in pain. It doesn't last 12 hours. Tell them that happens sometimes. You have to individualize the doses. So if 10 doesn't work out, go to 20. You already are at 40, go to 8. They're making pills 160, if not more. And then they show doctors throughout the country use terms as if it's not. What are you on the pain scale? Well, we're going to individualize your dose.
Now, let me ask you this, Keith, because you're amped up, is it possible for you to reach in there and tell us what feeling you have? Because you're feeling something.
Disgust.
Can't. Okay. Is there like a personalized jab that's happening to you because you're more amped than usual? Is there do you feel it personally?
I know it's about to be Thanksgiving. I won't see people till Monday, and I'm shot out of a cannon. Maybe is that what you're saying?
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe between half a bottle of 5 Hour Energy and half an apple. Maybe this is what you get. I don't know, but it's good to be here.
It's exciting. It's new. It's fun. It's a different Keith.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Just see this movie. You will like it. You'll learn a lot. It's fantastic. It's the best. And it's Barry Levinson. This guy did Rain Man, Sleepers, Good Morning Vietnam, Wag the Dog, Disclosure. I mean, come on, people.
I will say being asked a question by this version of Keith is alarming. It's like, I'm sorry. Sorry, I wasn't already answering you before you asked. I don't know.
They were showing all these people, popping the more potent pills. And I remember, I had bad knees, and my doctor gave hydrocodone at the lowest, and then you feel like you start needing it until you realize, okay, I think it's been years now, and you're not setting me up with any other. I go, where can I get surgery from? The pain doctor's like, oh, I don't know that.
Oh my God.
Well, okay. And then, you still need it a little bit. So I'm like, all right, I'm not dealing with this guy. I'll walk it off, no pun, on my own. And then some time goes by and it's, it amps up again. And I got pills illegally. And this guy had the 60 milligrams. And one day I made it a me day. I don't know if you remember this. I talked about it on the last marathon as soon as the show started. I took a whole one of those. Usually I'd cut them up. I had tendonitis that night. Freaked the fuck out of me. My ear on its own is going whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And I look it up, and that is one of the side effects. And then I was like, okay, forget that. So when I'm seeing people in this TV show and being prescribed that naturally, that's bad shit.
Wow.
Thank you.
That shit's powerful. My boyfriend just got surgery and minor surgery. And the doc.
Hannah, we're gonna ask you about your boyfriend. Okay,
it has to do with pills, and I have to bring him up. Yeah,
sorry, your boyfriend.
he got minor surgery, and he's in recovery. And they were like, yeah, "Okay, we're gonna prescribe you whatever." And he was like, "Oh no pain pills." And the doctor argued with him and was like, "You're going to want them." And he was like, "No, I'm in recovery." And he's like, "But this is for surgery." And he was like, "Doesn't make a difference. I can't, for me, I can't." And then he was like, "Fine." And then they prescribed it anyway.
Oh,
it was crazy. And he just didn't fill it. But can you imagine?
Wow.
I would have been shaking, oh my God.
Right.
That's a lot to go through. What did he do for pain? Just ride it out?
Tylenol. Yeah. Yeah, so it hurts, it sucks, but he's it's not worth totally falling down,
wow,
having to start over again if I get to,
Good for him. Can you share how many years sober, or is that? I know you
not years.
You shouldn't tell his story. Is he in his first year?
Yeah, we both are. Yeah. I said this on the last pod, and then I did not look at comments under it because I was knew what people would think. But yeah, no, we both met in early recovery.
Yeah, she was saying that supposedly they have to follow the rules. We can't even fuck now if we didn't go to our meetings yet. Are you on top of all that stuff?
Oh, yeah.
We do. I still go to meetings every day, but no, we see each other more than like twice a week now. It's like we've adjusted to like, okay, this is like, we don't have to, but we do have to make sure that we're like going to our program and stuff like that.
Yeah, that is tough to wait a year. I know you got to follow these people that figured out the rules, but I didn't. It's like a year I just look at chicks. That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Well, just for reference, there are no rules. It's suggested. Good. It's suggested as like, hey, this usually works a little bit better and your life gets a better response if you follow this suggestion, but do you and just keep coming back.
Yeah. And I like, we've talked about it. We've like, I get it. Like, I get like why being single would be like a way to go. Like a relationship's a lot of work and you're not really supposed to have major changes because you're so fragile. I should say I'm so fragile and everything. But I don't know. My sponsor was like, hey, I was in a relationship from the first week I was sober. So it's fine.